Mishkan No. The Olam doesn't know. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Oh, wow. Some energy in the room. Fine, I've been waiting 7 years for this. Halavai every day. Rabbi Isai. We have some very choshev guests here. We have Reb Mechi Oberlander, the guy that runs the whole Staten Island crew over there. It's amazing. I was there. I gave a shir there. He does tremendous stuff there. Yishkoach Reb Mechi. Who did you come with?
We didn't come together. We met outside. Ari Fish and his son.
Ari Fish, was his son? Yeah. How you doing? With the MDY merch. Rabbi Gedalia Miller's in the house. Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi Gedalia. You're coming, you're after a thing, you're before, it's always before. The whole day, this is unbelievable. Kesher Nafshi, Rabbi Yisai. Who else? Rabbi Straw's back. Straw. You made it back. You were by Mayor Plank's Chasana. You represented. Shalom Aleichem to the guests. What's your name? Shalom Aleichem. From? Chicago. No way. But you're not related to my good friend. Brothers but not related. I knew it. Givaldic. Who else? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Michael Fishman. From? Boston. How many people live in Boston? This is getting out of hand. Every 2 weeks there's another guy from Boston. I thought there's like 4 families there. Crazy. Wow. Who else? Anybody? Anyone else? Shalom, what's your name? From? Shalom Aleichem. Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay, who? Oh, he's not new. You're new. The Rosh Koila hasn't been there. No, I saw. Yeah, you were sick yesterday. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
David Evi.
From? Shalom Aleichem. Nice to meet you. Shalom. Okay. Where's Simcha Firestone?
Right here.
Oh, Simcha. So you got the the bleacher seat over there in the back.
The nosebleeds.
The nose plastic chair. Shalom Aleichem. Welcome. The MDY official edition of Mesechus Menachos is officially the Dapim are officially available right now. The Prakim as well. So far, in the first day, this is what we did. 6 Prakim are sold. Ilan and Mary Davidovici, plus the Palachik family, and a lot of anonymouses. Check out how many people bought Dapim, because it wasn't for sale, it was only for people that already bought Dapim, so 35 Dapim are gone. There's 142. Joel Gedalia, Svi Spiro, Yedidia Pereira, Mark Ashkenazi, Jamie Zulai, Moshe Aaron Landy, David Hess, Aaron Aronov, Tzvi Korlin, Dave Sharfman. Emes? You bought a Daf? Dave? Wow. Leo Neiman, Peretz Chaim Levin, Mordechai Zapaznik, Eli Eisenstein, Daniel, let me guess, Peretz Chaim Levin, what Daf did he pick? Peiches. No, come on. I don't know for sure. We'll go back. We'll see. You know what? Let's go back. Peiches. Where do we see? Peiches. Yeah, sold. It says over here. It doesn't say his name, but that's it. Going back to here. Daniel Yeager, Ronald Mandel, Yosef Willig, Igor Zilberman, Jacob Gindi, Yosef Stern, Lance Solar, Mark Furman, David Herbst, Gedalia Waldman, Akiva Kraus, Shmuel Schuster, Yoni Kagan, Elliot Hagler, Yitzchok Yagod, Howard Engel, Shaya Yaroslavitz, Yaakov Granik, Shmuel Eidler. Mark, check it out. I caught it. Toich Kedei. The 4th from the bottom, the 6th from the bottom are identical. Wow. Chashiv. Is Josh Zelig in the house here? Where's Josh Zelig? Josh, where are you? Josh, Shalom Aleichem. Zoom in on Josh for a second. In the back, he's by the door. Josh, say hello to the Olam. When you just got off the plane?
Last night.
How many daf did you do on the plane yesterday? 3 daf. Here, check it out. Somebody took a picture of Josh Zelig. One minute. It says almost the entire flight. It says 3 daf. He's doing the same 3 over and over.
Yeah, it took him a long time.
Took him a long time. He's doing it.
Slow Wi-Fi.
Slow Wi-Fi. Oh, this is the cover of Nachman Seltzer Boisai. No, very impressive. Very, very impressive. What? Anu Tasim V'Heim Tasim. Anu Tasim V'Heim Tasim Rabboisai. Josh Zelig learning 3 daf of Gemara, but he spent a lot of time learning it. By the way, it would for me, 3 daf Gemara on a plane would take me like 40 hours minimum. My head works in slow motion. It's nerve. Okay. Rabbi say, if you're over the age of 50, do not bring your phone into the Beis Medrash. It's very hard for you to find the buttons, the off and the on. It's not kedai, please. Here we go. Put on some volume. This is in Toronto. Sobeys? Is that what it's called in Toronto?
You want to be in the next one?
I got to stick to what I know.
The next
Yeah. I've recently joined MDY at Menachos. I have joined and stopped a few times, but this time I want to keep going no matter what. In order to keep the kvias, I had to listen to shir while I was driving. Am I yoitza, or do I have to redo the shir? I listened to it while driving. Atzlacha Rabba and love all the AI videos. Aaron Dreyfus. Avadi yoitza. This yoitza and this learning better. It's lechatchila, but it's better if you. Now there was a guy here yesterday. I forgot his name. One of the guests. He came up with this thing that he puts the video on his windshield, on the windshield, and he has a Tesla. So the Tesla thinks that he's driving. The Tesla checks your eyes. If you're not looking at the road, it shuts you down. And if you do it a few times, it just locks you out. You can never do self-drive again, or whatever. They punish you for a while. So he puts the screen right over here, and he's looking at the thing. So Tesla's camera thinks, oh, this guy's a great driver. But meanwhile, he's watching a shear. I hope you're well.
Jewish people.
Thank you. He had some geshmaka tricks. I'm not going to say it berabim. He came over to me afterwards. He has a whole thing. In this mode, it works like this. If you wear sunglasses, they can't really tell where you look. Okay, fine. Thank you, the whole MDY Chever, for what you're doing for Klal Yisrael. I really love the videos and content you put out. We always have the funds for everything that everyone is. I was wondering if you'd like to do free advertising on your platform for a great cause. He wants me to advertise this thing here. I think it's a great thing, so I'm going to advertise it. It's similar to what you're encouraging about not talking during Kaddish and being more respectful in Shul. I give out free, beautiful acrylic signs to Shuls that say, please do not use your cell phone during davening. Specifically during davening, because I think it's something that anyone can agree on. I started this project a year ago. He gave out 350 signs. They cost him $50 each. That's his cost. They're very nice signs. See my ad? Thank you. And a good chodesh. Moshe Glock, Los Angeles, California. Yishkocher Moshe. Here are the signs. Here, something like this. They have all sorts of things. Please do not use your cell phone. You can get any style you want. I don't know. I didn't have our editor put the link in because it was in the email somewhere. I thought this was an interesting story. We covered other. There's a story and a story about a story and connected to all of them. The original story goes that Isaac Charif arrived at the illustrious yeshiva in order to choose a distinguished bacher for his esteemed daughter. He asked a bomb-level question in the yeshiva. All the top students tried to answer it, but were unsuccessful. After about 3 days, Rabbi Isaac Charif began traveling away by wagon. Suddenly, he saw a certain bacher running after him. He stopped the wagon and asked him, do you have an answer? The bacher replied, I don't have an answer, but I want to know what the answer is. Rabbi Isaac then said, such love of Torah, that is the one to take as a son-in-law. In that spirit, there's a reverse version about the great Tifrach Yeshiva. That's the yeshiva I went to when I was 10, 11 years old. A wealthy, non-religious man wanted a non-religious son-in-law. No, not a non-religious. That's A modern son-in-law, not really. This is AI. A modern son-in-law. AI translated from Hebrew. For his distinguished daughter. Wow, that's a big AI mistake. But he wanted the boy to come from an excellent yeshiva. He wanted a non-religious bacher from an excellent yeshiva. He asked the students, who's Bibi Netanyahu? No one knew. He began driving away in his Tesla, and suddenly he saw a bacher running after him. He asked, do you know who Bibi is? The bacher said, I don't know, but please tell me who he is. He replied, you're the one who's worthy for my daughter. All right. Yesterday in the shir, there was a discussion about Rabbi Yosef, who despite forgetting his Torah, okay, you want to know where it is. It's in Gittin, I don't remember the daf. Okay, let's, do we have time? No, we don't have time. This is, so please, whoever it is, put it in the next one. This is a great, the one with the twins. Yesterday I was at a chasana. My niece got married in Nes Ziona. So in the middle of the wedding, the daf doesn't stop. Daf doesn't stop. I had to be there for the chuppah. And in the middle, there was another individual who does the daf with us, Yo Fialkov, and he drove me to Rehovot, which is right nearby. It was like 15 minutes away. It's one of the 34 satellite locations that we have in Eretz Yisrael. And a nice Olam showed up, almost like 40 people. They made their own Megillah for this thing, MDY, beautiful thing actually. A nice matzah. It was a nice, we didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody I'm going there. I just showed up there. And Baruch Hashem worked out well. Because it was, how many people are? It was a nice amount. Rabbi said, the official edition of MDY Shas, David Sauer, in honor of my children, Sruli, Shimon, Yitzi, and Sari. The coil sponsors for the day, Israel and Stephen Perlich, in memory of Leiby Blech, Leiby Blech, Shlomo Aryeh ben Rabbi Yisrael on his yard side, Gimel Adar, NJH and AHH, V'chol Ker V'chloiz Yizam L'Shmecha, happy 7th birthday, Michal Kochavit Bat Ayala Chefzi. Avrami Leibowitz, in memory of my Avrami. In memory of my father, somebody just sent me a clip of you saying, good morning, Avrami, and I said, stop, there's other people that are watching. He said, no, he's watching, nobody's going to watch this. In memory of my father-in-law, Reb Shmuel ben Reb Shalom, Yortzei Gimel Adar, Joe Berry, on occasion of the first time I can say Kaddish for my great-great-great-grandfather. David Badil, Lili Nishmas, my grandmother, Bita Bas Yisrael, on her 5th Yortzei. I just saw David the other day, I don't know where. Yudah Sigler, maybe at the Shabbaton. L'Refuas Hayalda, listen to this. L'Refuas Hayalda, she's 10 years old. Sarah Ros Bas Rivka Chana Rachel, during her 5-hour brain surgery today, she should have a Refuah Shleima. Eli Weiss, in celebration of my son's Yerachmiel's 7th birthday. Anonymous for easy and fast labor and delivery. Psuras Toives, Mazel Tov. Masechta sponsor, David Solomon. Dedicated memory of Avri Marib Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doi Zechron Levracha. Masechta sponsors Joel Gedalius, Lili Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Anonymous. Haslacha Baruch Nis Uvagashmis, the Palchik Family Foundation, Lezech Nishmas Harav Agoy Reb Shlomo Palchik, the Metchetzer Eloi. Anonymous, Refuah Shlema LaMoshe Ben Izaha. Anonymous for a complete Refuah Shlema and Arichas Yom Talea Bas Esther Yisrael and Malki. Toili Torah Spicho Malfei Zav Chesed. We're so proud of you, Yaakov Mordechai. Keep steiging. Send the Grossen family. Canby Island, UK, in honor of Rebelli, who changed my meaning of life. Plenty Almighty. Yossi, Mark, and Benny, and all the Oiskim B'Tzorchi MDY, Akash Baruch Hu Shalom Scharim. Official edition MDY Shas, Masechta, by the Iranian Levi families, Perik, Anonymous. Lili Nishmas, Avi Moira, Rabbi Chaim, Bereb Yosef, Zechron Levracha, Lamed Tammuz, Tavshin Pei. The monthly sponsors, Ayi Simon, Refuah Shlema, Avi Moira, Baruch Ben Miriam, Jamie Azulai, Refuah Shlema, Esther Bas, Luna, Moshe Aaron, and Miriam Landy, Hoydel Hashem Kitoiv, Kilo Elam Chazdoi. Anonymous for the merit of Refuah Shlema for all Klal Yisrael who need a Refuah Shlema. Saul Fisher in honor of Moshe is putting on tefillin. Anonymous for the merit of Refuah Shlema from Malka Baschaya. Centers.com helping Yidden Dam Betzibur with Papa Binyanim anywhere worldwide. Lili Nishmas Chaim Shalom Ben Betzalel. Weekly sponsors Lev Avay staff therapist. Refuah Shlema to Moshe Ben Bracha Menal of Lev Avay for selflessly donating his kidney. MDY Art month Yosef Ben Chayes Sar for Parnas Berevach. Refuah Shlema Yonatan Eitan Ben Beshav Bracha. Refuah Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther. Refuah Hayeled Daniel Zev Ben Hayeled Esther. Rabbi Yisai, gewaldige sugya today. Don't get used to this. I'm saying it's, we're going on a few weeks already, and it's going to be a couple more. Kachim is Gishmak. Just remember, Kachim is Gishmak. What did I forget now? No. I said the first. He wasn't watching. Did I not show the first slide of Menachos that it's available? Of course I did.
People thought it was a donation.
No, I showed this. Or maybe it didn't go on the screen. I showed this.
Yeah.
I showed this. Did I show this? I don't know if I showed this. I did show it. Okay, I did show it. Did I? Okay, so now I'm Yoitzel L'Kol Deis. Mark, do you see it? Okay, good. Now, here's the problem. I knew I'm going to get into trouble. I said, I don't push yeshivas, and but since the guy mentioned Zerach and this, and a bunch of people went and donated to my son's at the chasana, 2 people. So you don't push lawyers, but I have a law firm, and maybe you could just say that I know I'm going to get myself into some trouble. Okay. Weiter. By the way, Mechi, every day, 3-4 comments from this area in the beginning of this year. It slows down eventually, but it's always in the beginning. It comes loaded. Mama, she's ready to explode.
It's also difficult for me to find it.
You could. Yalla. Weiter. We're holding by Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman. 8 lines from the bottom. Lametesam with Beis, 8 lines from the bottom. Rav Nachman Kidatona the Beir Shmuel. Rav Nachman says that a beged that's not made out of tzemer or pishtim. We were talking about silk clothing, potter from tzitzis. Where did he get this from? Rav Nachman Kidatona the Beir Shmuel, the Tana Beir Shmuel. So we're going to see there's 2 Tanaim that learned in the yeshiva Rabbi Shmuel, and each one said the opposite. One says, Hoyel v'nemru b'Torah, Hoyel v'nemru begodim b'Torah stam. It says the word beged a bunch of times in the Torah. It says by tzitzis, it says by tumah, it says by tzaras. But it doesn't say what a beged is. Clothing. Uparat lucha kosuv be'echad mehem tzemru pishtim. In one of them, it describes what it is. So let's take a look at this pasuk. It says the word v'habeged. What does habeged mean in this pasuk? The first word of this pasuk, mem zayin, v'habeged. What does it mean? It's a klal. What does klal mean? Any type of beged, polyester, cotton, spandex, whatever it is, silk, everything, wool, pishtim, linen. And then all of a sudden it says, bebeged semer or bebeged pishtim. We're not even going to, this is it. I'm going to say it once and we're over with that sugya. So if you have trauma from the stuff, too bad. It's called a klal and then a prat. It's very general, v'habeged any type, and then there's a prat. It describes exactly what it is. What do we say in Karbanis every single day? Klal uprat, ein ba, klal, ela mashiesh. In other words, the prat describes what the klal is. There's no way out of it. Now we know what beged means. Beged means semer upishtim. Okay, so now we're done with that. Done with klal uprat for the rest of the day, for the rest of the Masechta maybe. Who knows? So there's a klal uprat. Now, other places it doesn't say what beged is, but here it describes what a beged is. It's semer pishtim. I've called semer pishtim. Now, what is this? This is another one of the rules. If I learn something over here, I take that idea from here and I put it over there. What is that called, Rabbi Isai? Memetzino. What else? Very good. What else? Binyanav. Binyanav. Now, Memetzino, let's call it Memetzino, it's easier to remember. Memetzino, just like over here, beged means semer pishtim, so too, by tzitzis and by everything else, semer pishtim. Omer Abayo, okay, great. And Memela what? So what just came out? Their voice says, it says in the Torah, beged by tzitzis, so it means if you have wool or linen clothing, then you chai by tzitzis. If you have silk, you're potter from tzitzis. Potter, finished. There's another Tana that learned in the same yeshiva. He came out with a different pshat completely. The Tana Be'er Shmuel, beged. It says by tzaras again, beged. Ein leila beged semer, minay leRabbi semer gemalim. Now, what is wool? There's only one wool, one, and that is the wool of a sheep. If you take wool of a goat, it's not wool. There is no shatnez if you take linen and mix it with the wool of a goat or the hair of a camel. It could be called wool from today to tomorrow, but it's not wool. It's called semer gemalim, the wool of a camel. It's not wool. It's the hairs of a camel. V'tsemer arnovim. That's what we make our felt hats from. the hair of a rabbit. V'noitza shalizim. It sounds like the feathers. It means that they're plucked. Like you don't shear it with some device. You pluck it out of the goat and you make wool from it. V'aklach v'asrikim v'ashirayin. These are the three things that we learned yesterday. There are different grades of silk. Minayin, how do you know they chayiv b'tzitzis? Talmud loymar oy beged. So he comes out with a whole different pshat, the opposite pshat. It comes out that according to this Tana of Rabbi Shmuel, you chayiv and tzitzis on any type of garment. End the story, and that's the end of Daf Lametes on the base. Now holding a new sugya in Daf Mem Omid Aleph. Givaldik is sugya here. Torah Rabbanon Sadeh b'tzitzis. You have a linen garment. Is linen chayiv and tzitzis? Now, don't forget, this blue string called chelas can only be made out of one material and one material only. Out of wool. That's it. So if you have a linen garment and you insert this string into the linen garment, you automatically have shatnez. Says Beis Shammai, you're not allowed to put the blue string into a linen garment. You want to use chelas, put it into your other garment. Put it into a wool garment, but not into a linen garment. That's Shitas Beis Shammai. Sadeh b'tzitzis. Sadeh means a linen garment. B'tzitzis, we're talking about the tchelis here. Interesting. So I just realized this now. The whole sugya, when it mentions kemat the whole time, when it says the word tchelis, it refers to tzitzis. And now when it says the word tzitzis, it means tchelis. Go figure. Okay? It's not confusing, but we'll see. Over here, tzitzis means the tchelis part. Because, of course, if you wear a linen garment, of course you have to put on tzitzis. Put linen tzitzis. Just do not put on the wool tzitzis, because that will be shatnez. What's the argument over here? Beis Shammai agreed to the concept called esed doicha lois esed. Everybody agrees that a positive commandment, an asay, overrides the negative commandment, the lois asay. The argument over here is smuchim. Since the parasha of tzitzis and shatnez go together, so we still say there is no concept of shatnez. Don't worry about shatnez. It doesn't exist in this case. The Torah is hinting to you, don't worry about shatnez. If you wear a linen garment, you could insert the blue strings made out of wool, even though typically in another occasion it will be shatnez. Not today. There's no shatnez by tzitzis. Why? Because they're smuchim. They're very close to each other, the parashas. Beis Shammai say, forget, we don't believe in smuchim. In general, the rest of the Torah, there's esed doicha lois esed. But guess what? Nobody asked you to wear a linen garment. You don't have to wear a linen garment. Wear a wool garment. You're hot, you're cold, wear a wool garment. Nobody told you to wear this linen garment that you're forced to wear the tchelis tzitzis in it, which are wool, and then you have a problem with shatnez. If you're up against, you have to do a carbon pesach, and there's no choice, and you're over iser, you're tamei. So then the is doicha lois esed, whatever it is. I just threw out a bad example. But in this case, you can't tell me, I have no choice. You do have a choice. Go to the store, buy a wool garment. That's Shitas Beis Shammai. And today, we're going to try to see why. What's the problem? What's the problem with Beis Shammai? Different ideas, what could be the problem? We still mechayvim, and we still say that in this case we have smuchim, and therefore esed doicha lois asay. The aveira of shatnez gets pushed away because of the great mitzvah of tzitzis, which we saw yesterday in Rashi. I think I showed you guys in Rashi. That tzitzis is shafal ketariag mitzvahs, because tzitzis equals 400, 600, because the tuff itself is 400, plus 90 and 10 is 100, 90 and 10 is another 100, so you have 100 plus 400, 600, plus the 5 knots and the 13 strings, 8 strings plus 8 plus 5 is 13, boom. You have 613. Great. Beis Hillel say you're chayiv and tzitzis. Interesting. B'halachi de Rabbi Hillel. Why does it say b'halachi de Rabbi Hillel? We know there's a concept in all of Shas that halacha is like Beis Hillel. You hardly will ever see the Gemara tell you, and by the way, the halacha is like Beis Hillel. We know the halacha is like Beis Hillel. The reason is because of the upcoming Gemara. It's controversial. If you wear shatnez in Yerushalayim, you wear the blue strings in a linen garment in Yerushalayim, eino yela min hamasmin. People will stare at you. They'll look at you. Yeah. If you wear tchelas today in Yerushalayim, you're not mainstream. They're gonna look at you. They might even throw something at you. You never know. A guy in Yerushalayim once walked out of his house with a pot on his head. So a guy comes over and says, "What's wrong with you? Why are you wearing a pot on your head?" He says, "I wear a pot on my head every single Wednesday." What, you don't know? He says, "Yeah, but today's not Wednesday. Today's Tuesday." He goes, "Wow, that's seriously embarrassing. Wow." People are going to stare at you. In Yerushalayim, you could mamish. It's not even a joke. It could have said Bnei Brak for the same price. It's like people, they'll look at you in a weird way. Oh, my Rebbe, I think that's the biggest issue today. A guy at the Chasana yesterday, he came over to me and he said, "I want to show you something." And he goes like this. He pulled out tchelas from his. I didn't really know, and I said, "But I just read today that your great grandfather, Yaakov Kamenetsky, said you shouldn't wear tchelas." He says there was no tchelas in the time of my great. They didn't have this type of tchelas. That's what he said. Okay, anyway, but there are a lot of people that wear it betzina. Oh, my Rebbe. I heard there's people on this table sitting right next to me that wear betzina. Oh, my Rebbe, Imkain. So I asked Rebbe, I don't understand something. If the halacha is like Beis Hillel, that you wear tchelas in your linen garment, lama asuru. So what's this? And that's what we're going to struggle with today. What's the problem? Beis Hillel say wear tchelas, and we passing like Beis Hillel, so wear tchelas. Lefi she'ein bekiyin. People don't know about the smuchim. They don't realize. It's interesting. Like we take things for granted. We know these halachas generations. People didn't know that you could wear shatnas on your tzitzis. That's not a very good excuse. Take 10 Talmidei Chachamim, give them tchelas, let them walk around in the street, and people will know right away. People know that it's mutter to wear shatnas in your tzitzis. Says the Gemara, people are going to wonder what is going. How many people here are Hasidish in the room? Not that many. Oh, you look like a Chassid, a serious Chassid. You're Hasidish? Yeah, come here. Let me show the Chassid that we have here. And stand up. Stand right over there. So you're Alexander Chassid. Let me hear you make a bracha. Let's go.
I don't stand.
Oh, you don't? So you're not Chassid. Sit down right away. Wow. And here, this guy's Litvish. Gedalia Miller, you're Litvish from Stoma. Stand up. This is MDY. You never know what you're going to get here. So I thought about it for a second. If you're Hasidish, only if you're Hasidish, you know what I'm talking about. If your Rebbe did something against the Shulchan Aruch, yeah? What Chassid are you? Vishnas Mansi. Let's say your Rebbe does something that you... No. I'm saying theoretically. L'mashal, let's say he davens mincha after shkira, yeah? He does something against the Shulchan Aruch. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Minog.
Right, minog. Right. Mekenish Verstein. Exactly, Mekenish Verstein. Beautiful. No, I couldn't say it better. I have a lot of Hasidic friends, and you don't understand. He has reasons, he has this thing, is the Haraya. I want to bring a raya from here that everybody back then in Bavel was Litvish. It says over here, you bring the Rebbe's outside, and people say, what is wrong with this? If you're Litvish, you see Reb Chaim Kanievsky do something against the Shulchan Aruch, you say, I'm done with him. Done. He could have been the Galad Dar for 20 years. Done. He won Allah against. I don't have anything to do with him. I don't know who he is. From Sugar. How did he go against Shulchan Aruch? So, but the Gemara says you bring 10 Talmidei Chachamim outside with the tchelas. People are going to say, what's wrong with him? They're not going to say, oh, Mekenish Verstein, he has a good reason. No. Yeah.
Because people won't say if Mordechai didn't bow, everyone has to bow. If he didn't bow, he's got his.
Oh, so they were Hasidish over there in Persia. You're saying, okay. By the way, so I have to, before I forget.
He already said, they went to the Tush.
Yeah. Very good. So I got to throw this out in middle. I've been getting some emails, not a whole lot, and there's a good one that I wrote, I put in, but I have to find it. I actually wanted to read it maybe yesterday, maybe it's in yesterday's year. So a guy wrote to me all the reasons why not to wear tchelas. And they're right. I need to represent the other side also. So one of the emails I got is that Rabbi Yashiv says that perhaps, he doesn't say, but he says perhaps, there's an Inyan to wear tzitzis that are the same color as your garment, min kanaf. As far as if it's not chelas and it's blue, he says no. There might be such a. I don't go into it. I don't understand it 100%. There's such a thing that he's throwing it out as a maybe why it should be a problem. Don't say what they're telling me is don't say they have nothing to lose. There are some. There could be a Inyan. Okay, fine. I have to read that email talking about the Shabbos when I'm there. In Mishkan, that would be beautiful. As they're all pushing, you gotta wear tchelas. I'm gonna read. And these are the 7 things why you shouldn't wear tchelas. They're doing, Baruch Hashem, they're doing, whoever wants to try, like for first timers, they're giving 50% off. So usually it's 240 shekel, it's 120 shekel, for first timers.
It's either the Arabic or the Shmeshmai.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing it for a long time, you have to pay more.
No. There is a discount. There's a 25% discount for everybody. But the first timers get a 50. They had a board and they didn't want to do it. We pushed and pushed. Bemis. Says the Gemara.
So they're worried that people will think that Kalan is
And the other thing is, Reb David Braverman, that unbelievable darshan, that the speaker that spoke by the Hebrew, was mamish unreal. So he left me a voice note. He says, I know I'm not supposed to leave you voice notes, but this is a little important, that he was approached by some people from the Greineman family and the Chazon Ish to tell me that even though I'm going to go to this place, the Mishnah Tcheles, I should know that those who belong to the Chazon Ish family and the Reb Chaim Kanievsky family and this, they are not going to accept tchelas. It's done. They're done with tchelas. I should know that. So okay, shkoyach. Now I know. Gzeir mishum kol ilon. Oh, hold on a second. Ask the Gemara of religious Rebbe Pirka. So one of the Gdolim should get up in a massive setting. You have hundreds of people, and he'll say, Rabbi Isai, you're allowed to wear shatnez with.
just here.
You're allowed to wear tzitzis in a linen beged because the Torah is not makbid on shatnez when it comes to tzitzis. Not that you're allowed to wear shatnez in general. Says the Gemara, Gzeira mishum kali ilan. Oh, so finally we're talking about kali ilan. Kali ilan is indigo. Something like this, just as l'saber so'enayim. Up until about 100 and something years ago, there was no blue in nature. You can't create a blue dye. The only way to create a blue dye was through indigo and the chilazon. Those are the things. Other colors were much easier to come by. The reds, the this. That. Blue, super difficult. So they would make this thing called, it's kala ilan. Till this very day, they have a process of making it. Now, it's not very popular anymore because you could get it for real cheap. You get a synthetic dye. But this is how they produce blue. It's called kala ilan. Now, if you are a shtickle of a bandit, you would, instead of going and scuba diving and coming up with a couple of chilzainos and making dye, you just do indigo and you paint it and you sell it off as tchelas. And you sell it, it's a lot of money, 240 shekel a pair. It's geshmak of money. So the concern is that somebody passed off tzitzis that are dyed with the fake. They're fake. And memela, you're not mekayim the mitzvah of tchelas, and you just put in wool into your linen garment. Wool that's not the mitzvah. The mitzvah is tchelas, and you put in non-tchelas tzitzis. And that's a big problem. Now you're over on shatnez. So we said, if you have a linen garment, do not put any tchelas, because it's common. People pass off the kala ilan. What's the big problem with this? With what the Gemara just said? I almost see that no one was about to ask this. I don't know. I thought I saw.
No, anything.
What is Rabbi Sharfin saying? The what?
No, the white could also be fish.
Oh, the white could also be tzemer. Tzemer. So that's the Gemara's question. Who cares? So it's not blue. Pretend this is white. You're allowed to put white wool tzitzis into your linen garment. There's no shatnez when it comes to tzitzis. This is fake. You're right. This is fake. So it's fake blue. So let's call it halachically, this is white. Halachically, it's white. What's the problem to put this into your linen tzitzis? There's no shatnez in tzitzis. And on that, the Gemara is going to answer, there is a problem. You could only put it in, the Torah is not makbid on shadnas when you're doing the mitzvah. But if you could do it another way, you put white linen. Since this is put white linen, why are you using wool today when you don't have to? Only when it's tchelis you're allowed to be over. So I just want to show you how this is what Yoshi did. I think this is one of the processes that I saw. I saw a real video of how they do it in Japan. So they obviously, like any other dye, they'll put like a garment in, and then they match it. They have a whole table of colors, and they put it. They want to see if they got the right consistency, the right color. That's called the bdika. And then we're going to see that in the Gemara also. Here we go. Nice checking it. That's the checking. You see? Muhudar, Yishirot Machilazim. This is straight from the Chilazim. It even has a kashrus. But it is indigo. We saw it's all indigo. Look at these two guys that are selling it, because you'll notice them. Here they are, these guys. You have to check all your tzitzis now. They're getting nervous. Why? Because there is a bdika on Daf Mem Beis on Beis. It tells you how to do it. You pour the solution on it, and it'll remove it. Oh, I love this part coming up. Ooh. Think about it. How would you do a podcast in the years ago?
Course for everyone who wants to become like us. Registration fee is only 300 cents.
There's a new course, how to be a millionaire in 30 days. Love it. This is schmack. Like the guy in these guys. No, there's one thing, you can make something in AI, but you have to think about the ideas. It's not pasha. Yeah. All right. Very creative, these guys. Kiddush Shlakish. Domer Shlakish.
Give him a shofar, he'll blow.
Yeah. Ask the Gemara, V'lo yela lavan. Great. What's he concerned? That this is fake. This is indigo. This is kalilon. This is not the real murex or whatever it is. It's not the real chilazon. It's not the real cuttlefish. Whatever you want to call it. So it's no worse than white. And you're allowed to put in white wool into a linen garment because there's no shatnez when it comes to tzitzis. Says the Gemara, no. Since you can use linen tzitzis with a linen garment, lie, then you're not allowed to put wool white. You have to put linen white. The only wool you're allowed to put in is real tchelas. And since this is not real tchelas, you're not allowed to use it. Because Shlokish, like Shlokish says, if you have a conflict between an essay and a lois essay, if there's a way to get around it, and you can do both, do both. So over here, since you can do both, in other words, use linen strings, so you can do both. Nobody told you to use wool white strings. The Torah told you to use blue wool strings. That okay, but it's not blue. This is fake. As a Gemara, what's the problem with the kuah? Do the test. This is like literally a urine test. You pour meraglaim on it, and it's part of the thing. We'll see in the Gemara it's basically like ammonia or whatever. It'll take bleach it out. It'll come out. That's what one of the rayas that this is real because this doesn't come out in the wash. The whole thing. The concern is that, as we saw in the video, that they take the garment and they put it into the vat of dye and they pull it out to see what color it is. What are they going to do? If you're in the time of the Gemara, you're not going to use a whole garment. Garments are very expensive. You take a tiny little string, put it in. Oh, it's the right blue. Guess what? Now I cannot use this as tzitzis. Why? Because when I put it into the dye, I didn't say l'shem it's tzitzis. I said l'shem to see if it's a test, to see if it's the right color. Once I put it in for that, I can't use it anymore. There has to be a kavana. Ask the Gemara. They should write letters to all the manufacturers and say, listen, do not pass off the test strings. Those test strings throw away. For tzitzis, we need something l'shem shamayim. By the way, I saw a very interesting medrash yesterday, as like the time of the crow. You want to understand why shatnez is no good in the Torah. What's the connection? No linen, very good. Yeah, he's mamsh tamad chacham, this guy, David. Cain and Hevel. Because Cain gave a carbon of Zirei Pishtan. He gave from the linen, and Hevel gave from the sheep. Since the sheep and linen, HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want to mix them up. Says the Gemara, Diski Leikum. Listen, we're gonna rely Yiddishkeit on some letters. Omarava, yes, we do rely on letters. Hashto, Daf Mem Amud Beis. Hashto Chometz BePesach v'Yom HaKippurim deKares. Samchina Nadiske Mamish Nyona de Yoima. When you do a double Adar, so you have to let people in Chutz La'aretz know. You send out Shalom Aleichem. You have to stand over there. There's no seats for you. What's your name? Not you. The guy standing all the way in the back. What? Shalom Aleichem. Where do you live? Shalom Aleichem. Sorry they have to stand over there. If you want, we have a seat over here. Come on in. We have a seat over here in the front. Come. Somebody left early. Benny. Don't tell him that somebody sat on the seat. Samchina Diske. Turning of the Daf. Adar Global. Happy clients all year, not just this month. L'shadich.com. Please read a shidduch today. Oh, so we send letters to Bavel, we send letters to America. By the way, there's a double. Don't do Pesach now, do Pesach then. And it's a chiyuv kares if you eat chametz on Pesach. The second month. What's your name, Tzaddik?
Yisrael Meir Melamed.
Shalom Aleichem from?
Lakewood, New Jersey.
Wow, a schus. I was born there. So we're like related. Landsman. Shalom Aleichem. Shkoyach.
I bring your charts every night to the share.
Yeah.
And the Elam can't even refer to you as your name. So they said, oh, you brought his charts. You know,
I don't blame them.
Heaven help me if I misquote you. They don't listen, but they misquote. Okay. So basically, I came to say,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Are you making machaber rabbim now?
No. I'm coming to say thank you for all those people who are embarrassed to say thank you to you.
Oh, shkoyach. Got it. Okay. I'll say, you know what? Now that you met, a guy came over to me at the wedding. I had a hard time at the wedding. I have to figure out how to not go to any more weddings. Bemis, I can't explain it. I came home, my head was gonna explode. I couldn't eat, I couldn't talk, I couldn't breathe. This guy comes over to me, the beard, pace like this, the whole thing. He says, listen, I gotta give you some musar. You knocked, the other day you knocked koil guys. So I said, I knock everybody. I knock myself. I knock Litvaks, Hasidim, everybody. He says, yeah, but the koil, the oilam is on koil. So I said, you know that I have a koil. I used to pay them for my own money. I have a koil. My father is a guy that learns all that. End the conversation. I didn't know that. I'm not going to say anything about it anymore. I said, first of all, did you see it or you heard it? I heard it. I said, okay, it doesn't count with kids. I said, what did I say exactly? He doesn't know. Okay. But once I told him that I have a koilo, okay. Noch a daitoi. But he wasn't Hasidish, trust me. He was like, says the Gemara, what? We rely on letters for the cars, to tell us when Yom Kippur is, when Pesach is. So over here that we're talking about a lois asay of tzitzis. So of course, people will listen to you and they won't pass off the fake ones or the tested ones as tzitzis. Where else, our boys say, do we have in Yiddishkeit the idea of letters?
Purim.
Very good. In Purim. Elo, or Marava. So what's the reason why, according we don't wear Beishamai doesn't wear tchelas in their linen? Amri, I said this. Like this is what the Rishivas got it from. Hamilsa Amri, I used to say, V'idma b'marava. No, it's one of my most favorite lines of all time. The guy gets up there and he speaks. Ich hab amol gesagt, as I loved it. Ich hab amol getracht. I once thought. I don't care what you once thought. Just say your pshat, okay? Yeah. I once said a pshat, but later on I saw it in the Ktsois. Yeah, exactly. That guy. But I used to say it also. Okay, good, fine. It's okay. Ich habe einmal getracht. But anyways, I'm not making fun of Rava, of course. I'm just saying this is where they got it from. An excuse. I once said this. And you should know that in Eretz Yisrael they said the same exact thing in the name of Reb Zera, just like me. What's the problem? This is, I love this sugya because this is the sugya of Tasav Leminasi. What's going to happen? Check this out. What is that? I don't. It's like I have no idea. That was like very AI-ish. But basically, your thing got cut. So you're gonna sew it. You're gonna use a thread to sew it, and then I actually had in my tzitzis here. Mine was such a thread I found yesterday by mistake. Where was it? Here, perfect. I'll show the oil. Okay, you see this thread over here? You can see. This thread, what is this thread? This thread was part of what they sewed up this garment. Now, I'm a chacham, I take this thread and I make it into tzitzis. I can't do that. Why? Because I didn't insert the tzitzis for tzitzis. This is a thread that's part of the garment. That's called tasa. The Torah says do, create, v'leminase, and don't use something that was already created. So in Mela, he says, what's going to happen is that on this garment, this linen garment, you're going to use you're going to use the strings. His thing will get ripped. Meaning towards the corner. You're going to sew it. I don't want you to use strings that are there from sewing. And says the Gemara, as a side note, Shara Rebbe Zera Lizdine. Rebbe Zera took out the tchelas outside. He took it out of his garment. No more tchelas in his garment. In other words, that's what Rava said. Rava says, in Eretz Yisrael, they agreed to me. Who? Here, this Rebbe Zera. Rebbe Zera agreed to me because you see, the Rebbe Zera took out his tchelas from his garment. Rav Zera Amar. So the Machlokes Rashi tells us if it's the same exact person, because it says Rebbe Zera 3 words earlier, and it says Rav Zera. Rashi says the same person. Rav Zera Omar, Gzeira Nami Mishum Ksus Laila. If you wear this shatnez during the day, when it comes the nighttime, you'll forget, you'll wear it. Sometimes you fall asleep with your shirt. Now at night, you're not chayiv in tzitzis. This is machlokes is showing what a Ksus Laila is. Let's say according to Rashi, it means any garment that you're wearing, doesn't matter. Any garment that you're wearing at night, you're potter. Even so, if you wear pajamas during the day, you're chayiv. It's not the garment; it's the time of the day, day or night. The other Rishonim say no. This is a night garment. This is a guy came to Reb Chaim Kanievsky. He says, "I'm a Rosh Koilel. I have this Koilel Erev. I have a night Koilel." And he shows him. He says, "What about this frack? Do I have to put tzitzis on?" He says, "Ksus Laila is potter from tzitzis." He gave him a zashtach. You only need a frack for the night. You're part of from tzitzis. Anyway, we saw the whole thing, the whole sugya. Why? No, because of Rava. Because maybe we have to be choshesh that you leave the gzeira of the strings. You might leave the strings in. No. We said that in Yerushalayim Masmiim, everybody is wondering. It's a whole thing. Why? Because of this gzeira of Beis Hillel's right. You could technically, midarais, you could put it in, but we have a gzeira. Oh, this is an interesting thing if you think about it. Why don't we put tzitzis on a blanket? Now, if it's a night garment, what? Oh, so it's not a beged, but it's something you wrap yourself with. You don't wrap yourself with, because it depends on the Rishonim. If you say that during the day you're chayiv, so if you take a nap on Shabbos, then even though it's not considered ksus laila, it's ksus yom, it should be chayiv, but it's not something you wrap yourself. I saw a guy, it's like a shtickle of a minhag, like a shawl, a little shawl. Now they're running around with shawls. So shawl, you'd have to wear tzitzis. You have to put tzitzis. What? Okay. You like that, masmi. Zog the Gemara. V'amarava. Chamilsa Amri, I said this once. Vitma b'marava mishmei the Rebbe Zeir Kavasi, and Rebbe Zeir said this in Eretz Yisrael just like me. He shall beged if the entire garment is fabric, or somebody like reinforced the corners with leather, chayeves, yuchayev and tzitzis. He shall beged. What if it's the reverse? You have an entire, we had a guy that used to sit right over here. He was in a motorcycle gang, he told us. He gave us once a whole speech for 45 minutes. Here I have in my house, here it is.
It's not about the Daf, it's about the Yomi.
I want to time out. You got to hear how he says Daf. For a voice, you have to hear how he says Daf. You have to be medayik in how he says it. It's very, the nuances. He doesn't say Daf, Dof. Hold on.
It's not about the Daf, it's about the Yomi.
See, he's weird. So he has a no, I was wondering who is leather today. See, it's leather, but on the bottom and the corners it's fabric. Chayvenat. This also. Oh, we'll get there in a second. Oh, Zog the Gemara. My timer. So if the entire thing is leather and the corners are fabric, potter pturim and tzitzis, potter from tzitzis. My timer. Iker beged binan. You need that the main part of the garment is a beged is like linen or something, but not or. Or is potter. There's a whole nidon. What if you take leather and you chop it down and you make strings out of it and you make a clothing? Is that clothing? The whole thing machlokes. But Rav Choy argues. He says, no, we don't look at the garment. We don't look at the motorcycle jacket. We look at the corner. If the corner is made out of regular fabric, chay b'tzitzis. Check this out. Beautiful picture. You have a garment that only has 3 corners. Right now, it's potter from tzitzis. You inserted the tzitzis. Then you made it, look, you sewed on another triangle, whatever it's called, and you have made it square. Now you have 4 corners. What just happened? Tasav eloim also. Why? Because you inserted the tzitzis before, they're chayiv. Now that you added and became chayiv in 4 corners, it's too late. The tzitzis are already in. And you have to put the tzitzis after it becomes chayiv. It happens also, you should know, you should ask your local rabbi, I'm pretty sure, if let's say sometimes the entire thing gets ripped. So you have to sew it, in order to make it kosher, you have to sew it. But guess what, all your tzitzis are still in the other corners, and it's tasiv lemin also. It could be what happened to you?
That's exactly what the Gemara says.
Yeah, but I'm saying this becomes a practical case. It happens, something that's ripped so hard. Check this out. You're a chassid, meaning you're a person who does you're zar as a mitzvah, says Rashi. So you're holding over here. He's in the middle of making tzitzis. Yeah. He gets the 3 fingers wide. That's already like a beged, but it's not a beged that's roy to be misatif. So you're not chayv in tzitzis. Right now you're not chayv in tzitzis. Why? You can't wrap yourself with it. But here's a beautiful thing. Listen to this chap. How many corners are on this thing?
4.
I see 4 corners. Says Rashi, he only sees 2 corners. Why? Because the top corner, the top right corner, is about to disappear when he keeps on going on with the beged. He's in his mind, he's continuing on. He wants to be mevatel that corner. Says Rashi, he put on tzitzis on a 2-cornered beged. It's a riddle. How do you have a 4-cornered beged, which is really only 2 corners? The answer is because he's about to continue. He's going weiter. Check this out. He continues. In this case, look how much he did already. So says the Gemara, how the Chasidim Rishonim put on the tzitzis all the way in the beginning? In this case, right over here, it's mamash aser. It's tasav leimin aser. Kivin shargu b'shalish hayu matilin l'tchelis. So you see, there is no tasav leimin aser in tzitzis. They put it in there and they continue weiter, and it was mamish puzzle. It was not roy for tzitzis. Yet they still did it. The Chasidim, they're not amaratzim. Says Gemara, Eima kivin shapatu b'shalish hayu matilin l'tchelis. We must say that what happened was that it was this case. That he was almost finished. He was this far away from ending. So that's why he went and he put the tzitzis in right away. He couldn't help himself. He's so excited to do the mitzvah. He put it in, and it's only missing that much, and that's okay. Because this much, 3 fingers worth, so then is already considered the beged is done, and Mamela, it's okay. By the way, it's 8:10 now, but we're only 51 minutes into this year. We started a little late. Umi Amrinan asked the Gemara, Tasav leimin asui. Is there a concept of tasav leimin asui? I just remember when I was a kid, I just loved this example, so I always use it. Is we learned in Masechet Sukkah. Person has a gadish, he has a pile of wheat, of hay, and he he tunnels his way into the hay, and he creates a sukkah. It's possible. Why? Because he didn't put the schach on. The whole pile was there, and he just created a vacuum, a hole. You have to put the schach on, not that the schach was there before. Same thing over here. So do we say this isser of Tassim Leminasi by Tzitzis Eini? This is Gevaldik. Take a look. What do I have over here? I have tzitzis already sitting here. So what do? I don't like these tzitzis. They're not very good. That's why I'm using this. It's already frayed. You see over here, this mamish. It's probably puzzle. But whatever. Let's pretend that it's 100% kosher. I go ahead, I'm taking a new strings. I put 4. These are 4. What you see 1 is not true. There's enough. No, here, I do this. The Saber says, I have this guy, and I have brand new strings right over here. Brand new. What did I just do? Let's think about it. This is kosher. This whole thing is kosher. So I don't need new strings. Not only do I not need new strings, it's also for me to put new strings. Why? Bal Tosef. Peladik Chiddush and Tosfos. The Bal Tosef is only to do a brand new one of these. But let's say I did 5 strings instead of 4. If I would have asked you, you would have all told me it's Bal Tosef. Tosef says it's not Bal Tosef. 5th string is not Bal Tosef. Yeah, add another string. To add another kanaf, a whole shtickle, that's Bal Tosef. Fine, go into Tosef. That's something else. Take a look. I inserted these guys right over here when I shouldn't have. So this is not even tzitzis. And then I go like this. Take a look. Look, Rabbi, I'm going to rip it off. Boom, ripped it off. And now I'm left with my second pair. It's good. It's not Tav Elohim Asui. Why? It's Tav Elohim Asui. It was on before. Beautiful. Mamish Gevaldik. Listen to this. Hit the Lemutela, you added a whole nother tzitzis into a corner already had tzitzis. Kshera. So you see that there's no Tav Elohim Asui. There's no problem with Tav Elohim Asui. No, says Rava, my Rava. Hashta B'bat Tosef Koi. Maisa Loi Havi. Says Rava Gevaldik Alumdus. Check this out. When I inserted this brand new one, what did I do? Nothing. 0. Because I wasn't allowed to. So I didn't do a maisa. There was no mitzvahs tzitzis that I did. When I ripped this off, I made a maisa on these tzitzis, says Rashi. It's not Taz Elohim Asui. The moment that I ripped it, I made the mitzvah. This is when I made it. Oh, so the problem is, then you could say that in every Taz Elohim Asui. When I dug out my sukkah in the hay pile, then I created my schach. Okay, so Taisus, they're trying to discuss it. But that's what he says here. That's what Rashi says. The maisa happens when I rip off the tzitzis. Not before, not the day before when I made the tzitzis, but when I rip off the tzitzis, then I created the new tzitzis, and that's why it's not Taz Elohim Asui. On that, Rav Papa just said, and then we're going to finish with this. Maskil Rav Papa, who told you what the guy was thinking? How do you know that the guy wanted to add another pair, and when he added another pair, he's actually not doing anything. He did 0. And when he ripped the first pair off, then the second pair became tzitzis. To me, it makes more sense, says the Gemara, and it does make sense, that when I add a second pair, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to cancel the first pair. Why am I adding another pair? It's all in the head. Yiddishkeit is all in the head. So if I decided to add another pair, then I was over. Again, if I add another pair, then I did 0. But if I was trying to be mevatel the first pair, then I didn't do 0. Then I did something important. And then ubal toisef leka ma'isa ika. Then you're right, it's not about toisef, but I did what did he do here? I feel bad that I'm not looking at all these things. What did he do here? Oh, here he added a second. I mamish didn't see these yet. He had a second pair of tzitzis, and then he removed the first. Okay. Oh, yesterday when I looked at Kobe in Rehovot, I said, you could have been a Gishmak, a Harley Davidson guy. So on the spot, literally within 2-3 minutes, Avrami was there, and he made this Kobe Goldschmidt with the headphones that he's wearing at the thing. Okay, Givaldik. Motzei Shabbos Shir at 9:30. 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock at till 9:15 at Till Chelet. If you signed up, great. If you didn't sign up, there's a second room, but please sign up because you won't be able to come in without signing up. Have a gewaldige Shabbos.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.